Step 1. Camouflage. Do not wear bright colors when you are scouting. You must remain blended in with your background. Step 2. Always be prepared. No matter where you are or what you are doing, an opponent might be waiting to assassinate you. Always be looking over your shoulder. The best gun to accomplish Step 2 is the Nerf Jolt. Because of its small size, it is easily concealed and has a long distance to shoot any opponent. On top of this, it has incredible speed. In order to prove that the Jolt is the best for the job, we took a slow motion video of the bullet traveling over 10 feet and measured its points.
So using the points we found from testing each of our guns, we're gonna plug those into the calculator and it's gonna give us the equation for each of those lines. So you're going to go to Stat, Edit, and your list 1 is going to be your time, and the list 2 is going to be your feet, and that way when it gives you the equation it'll be measured in feet per second. So I'll put those in. And my other side is already in, so I'm going to go to Stat, over to Calc, 5, and that will give us all of the points we need to make our equation. Using the information we got from our calculator, we're then able to make the position function. So starting with the Jolt, the position function from the points we collected would be this. Then, if we wanted to find the velocity function, we would take the derivative of the position function, which would give us a new equation, and that would be this one. So that would be our velocity function, and to get the acceleration function, you would take the derivative of the velocity function, which would give you the acceleration of the gun, which is negative 113.46 feet per second. So if you wanted to show this on a graph, it would be demonstrated like this. And that would be your position function.
Step 3. The Shootout. The best gun for shootouts is the N-Strike Maverick because it is a basic handgun that can be easily reloaded and shoots to a reasonable distance in order to strike out your opponent. To prove that the Maverick is the best for shootouts, we measured the points over the bullet traveling 10 feet. Okay, so we're going to do the equation for the N-Strike Maverick. Just like we did with the Jolt, we're going to press Stat, Edit, and then our X's are going to be the time it took to get our Y, which will be in feet. So the Y's are already put in, so now I'm just going to start putting in the X values again. Alright, now we're going to press Stat once more, Calc, 5, all the way down to Calculate, and then we get our equation. It would come out differently if we measured it over a greater distance, but for this example, we're only getting the equation of it going up, so we end up with a positive A when it should be a negative A. So factors vary sometimes depending on the situation. So now for the Maverick, we can use the ABC we found on our calculator to make a quadratic equation for position. So our position comes out with a positive constant for A, which should typically be negative since the bullet slows down as it travels, but factors vary, and we should have probably, if you had the means to, you could measure over a greater distance, and that would probably give you a negative acceleration. So next, if you take the derivative of your position function, you can get the velocity, which will be 81.232x plus 23.987. And we got that by bringing down the exponent, multiplying it by the constant, and then subtracting 1 from the exponent. So there you go. And if you want to get the acceleration, you take the derivative of the velocity one more time. And that ends up being a constant number, which, like I said, could vary depending on the distance. So we get a positive, and since we had a positive acceleration, our position function graph ends up looking like a constant line going up. But over time, if you're measuring at a greater distance, it would most likely be a curve that goes up and then comes down.
Popping bottles in the ice, like a blizzard.
Step 4, the drive-by. Find your target and shoot them from a speed of 5 miles per hour. Step 5, the sniper. Get high elevation and stake out your target. Aim and then fire. The best gun for sniping is the N-Strike Meg Strike. Because of its long distance ability and multiple bullets, you are very likely to eliminate your target. To prove that the Meg Strike is the best for sniping, we again measured the bullet's travels over 10 feet.
This is cold a second, plenty cognac and major pain. Not the drill sergeant, but the stress that weighing on your brain. It was me, Boogie.
So once you're in the list, you're going to change your points, all the seconds, and the feet. You have 0, 0.06, 0.13, 0.2, and 0.23. Once again, you're going to go to Stat, over to Calc, 5, and it will give you your points for your equation. So the last gun we did was the Mag Strike, and the calculator gave us a position function that would look like this. And from there, if we wanted to find the velocity function, which we do, you would take the derivative of your position function, which requires you to multiply the exponent by the lead coefficient, giving you negative 41.394, and you take at 2 minus 1, your exponent for your x, which would just give you 1x. Then your 1 here, minus 1, would take away your x, leaving you with just 41.422, and this would go away. Then from there you could take the derivative again and you could get the acceleration for the Mag Strike, which would just be negative 41.394 feet per second, because we made sure to put it in the calculator like that. Then if we wanted to draw that, it would be an even bigger and longer graph, because this gun did shoot higher and farther than the rest of the graphs, or rest of the guns.
City go against me. Every time I'm in the street, I hear
Step 6, fleeing the scene. Once you are done firing, run away as fast as you can in order to not get shot yourself.
And the bass keeps running, running, and 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 running, running, and.
Congratulations, you are now ready to go kick butt in the Nerf War.
10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else.
It's Nerf or nothing.